Hi, boys and girls. I'm Miss Brooks. And as you know, this week we've been talking about area and perimeter. For today's lesson, we're going to be looking at both of them and looking at the relationship between area and perimeter. First, we're going to start out by asking ourselves, what is the difference between area and perimeter? What are area and perimeter? Well, as we learned earlier this week, we know that area measures the space inside of an object. Well, what is perimeter? We know that perimeter measures the outside of an object. So can you tell me the difference between area and perimeter? Right. The area measures the inside of a shape or an object, and the perimeter measures the outside of a shape or an object. So let's look closely at area. We know that area is measured in square units. In order to help us find our area of an object or a shape, sometimes we can simply count the blocks in a shape. Well, what happens if our shapes do not have any lines on the inside of them? In this case, we can use what we call a formula for area. The formula for area is A equals L times W. That means that area is equal to the length times the width of a shape or an object. Let's look at this shape, for example. We see that this rectangle has a length of 8 meters and a width of 4 meters. Now, it does not have any lines inside of the shape, so we can't simply count the blocks in the shape. But we can use the formula for area. Take a moment and see if you can find the area of this shape using the formula for area. Good job. We know that 8 times 4 is equal to 32. Therefore, the area of this rectangle would be 32 square meters. Now that we've looked at area, let's look at perimeter a little closer. Remember that we said that perimeter measures the outside of an object. We can even think of perimeter as being like a fence around something. Let's say your garden at home, you may have vegetables on the inside and then it may have a fence around it. Or your playground at school. The playground is the area on the inside, but then the fence would be the perimeter. Remember when we talked about solving for perimeter? We learned that we could simply add all 4 sides of a shape or an object to find the perimeter. Let's look at this example. We have a length of 10 meters and a width of 8 meters. We can say that 10 plus 10 plus 8 plus 8 is equal to 36. So what would be the perimeter of this shape? You are correct. It would be 36 meters. Now, just like area, sometimes you have to use a formula to find your perimeter. In this case, we see that we have two different types or two different formulas. One of the formulas is P equals L plus W plus W, which simply means perimeter is equal to length plus width plus width. We can even use another formula, P equals 2 times L plus 2 times W, which means I'm going to multiply 2 times my length and then add 2 times my width. But it doesn't matter which formula you choose to use, as long as you remember to add the outside. Now, what if we have shapes that don't always have 4 sides? What can we do to find the perimeter? Exactly, we just remember to add all of the sides. Now, let's look at this shape. We see that we have a length and a width, but it only gives us one of each. How do you think we would find the perimeter of this shape? You are correct. Anytime we have a shape that does not give us both side lengths and both widths, we can simply copy those because we know that this length on the opposite side is the same as this length. And the width on the opposite side is the same as this width. So that would give me 12 plus 12 plus 4 plus 4, which is equal to 32 yards. All right, now we're going to play a game. And this game is called area or perimeter. Now for this game, we're going to be using word problems. I'm going to read the word problem to you. Make sure you listen for key terms that may help you figure out whether or not the word problem is an area word problem or if the word problem is a perimeter word problem. If you think that the word problem is an area word problem, then you would give me a thumbs up for area. If you think the word problem is a perimeter word problem, then you'll give me a thumbs down. Okay? And make sure you listen for key terms. Remember everything that we've learned about area and perimeter. All right, our first word problem says that a rectangle has a length of 10 feet and a width of 7 feet. How many square feet is the rectangle? If you think this word problem is an area word problem, then give me a thumbs up. But if you think it is a perimeter word problem, give me a thumbs down. Make sure you listen for those key terms. A rectangle has a length of 10 feet and a width of 7 feet. How many square feet is the rectangle? Good job. This word problem is area. The key term that may have helped you was square feet, because as we've learned this week, area is measured in square units. Let's try another one. Brianna's Fencing Company is measuring a customer's square backyard for a fence. How much fencing will Brianna need to enclose the entire backyard? If you think this word problem is an area word problem, give me a thumbs up. If you think it's perimeter, give me a thumbs down. Good job. This word problem is perimeter. Now, one key term was fence. If you thought about enclosed, then you're really smart because that was kind of tough. Let's try one more. Orlando International Airport is measuring for a new runway for their airport in order to accommodate small planes. How many square meters will their new runway be? If you think this is an area, give me a thumbs up. If you think it's perimeter, give me a thumbs down. You are absolutely correct. It is area. What key term may have helped you figure out that this word problem was about area? Right, because we know that area is measured in square units. Good job. Now let's review everything that we've learned about area and perimeter. We can now tell the difference between area and perimeter, how they are alike and how they are different. They are alike because they both measure shapes. You can draw models to help you solve word problems, and we use both area and perimeter in everyday life. How do you think they are different? Right, they are different because area is measured in square units, and we have to use multiplication to find area. And for perimeter, we use the operation of addition. Area measures the space of a shape on the inside, while perimeter measures the outside. Boys and girls, you have done so good this week with area and perimeter. Until next time, this is Miss Brooks signing off. And don't forget, make sure you watch us on MCS TV. Bye.